You're lying in bed. The alarm hasn't gone off yet, but you're already awake, just staring at the ceiling, waiting for the sound that tells you it's okay to start your day. Why are you waiting for permission to get up? Think about the last time you had a real idea, not a daydream, a specific thing you wanted to build or say or change. What happened next? Did you start? Or did you wait for the right moment, for someone to nod at it, for enough confidence to finally feel like you're allowed? That hesitation isn't humility. It's not a personality trait. It's a learned reflex, and it was engineered into you before you were old enough to question it. In 1806, Prussia just got humiliated by Napoleon. The general sat down and asked a question. And this is the part that should bother you. They asked, "How do we build soldiers who follow orders without thinking?" Their answer was a school system, rows of desks, bells that moved bodies on command, tests that measured compliance, not curiosity, not to educate children, to produce obedience at scale, efficiently. And the real genius of it, the kids would never know. The Prussian Empire collapsed. The school system didn't. It spread, crossed oceans, merged with factory culture, and became what we now call a normal childhood. For 12 years, your 12 most formative years, you were trained to ask permission to speak, to eat, to use the bathroom. You were genuinely a high-agency kid, and the system's entire job was to fix that. Okay? Here's where it gets harder to sit with. The system doesn't need guards anymore. You became the guard. You feel cringe when you do something unconventional. You hold back ideas because they feel too big, too early, too much. You wait for consensus that never comes. Not because anyone's watching, but because some 200-year-old protocol is still running quietly in the background. You're the prisoner and the warden, same person. And I want you to sit with that, because when did you last talk yourself out of something that, honestly, no one would have stopped you from doing? Here's the thing nobody says directly. The fear isn't irrational. It was rational, once. Defying the system as a child had real consequences. Bad grades, detention, a parent called in. Your brain learned that deviation equals punishment. That's not weakness. That's accurate pattern recognition from when you were 8. The problem is the pattern is still firing. In situations where the punishment no longer exists, you're flinching at a hand that stopped swinging decades ago. So what do you actually do with that? One test. When you catch yourself hesitating, ask, is there a real consequence here, or am I just pattern matching to 1994? Not, is this scary? Not, do I feel ready? Is there an actual cost to moving forward right now? Most of the time there isn't. And knowing that doesn't make the fear disappear, but it changes what the fear means. It stops being a warning. It becomes information. This is where the old program runs. That's the moment you get to choose. You were a high-agency kid once. You had ideas and just acted on them. Before you learned you weren't supposed to, that didn't go anywhere. It just went quiet. The blueprint is old, the ink is fading, and the door, it was never locked. You were just taught to stand very still in front of it. If this deep dive into the modern mind opened your eyes, subscribe. In our next analysis, we will explore the game theory of social dominance. See you in the next reality.